Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing great today. Let me see if I can raise myself up a little bit because for some reason I'm kind of short. Hey, how you doing? I see Miss Wu is in the house. Good afternoon, Lady D and chatting. Guys, sorry for being late. I was trying to go ahead and load something. It's something that brought to my attention, which I'm gonna talk more about it, but not on this live right here because I'm still ironing out the kinks. And I see my girl Tina Love is in the house. Hey Tina, how are you doing? She said intro is popping. Girl, look, I'm about to go ahead and put another intro because we are going into what I call the deep, the thick of things. And as you can see right here, by the thumbnail that I'm showing right now, is saying that the Most High God would not have his children blind. And also, if you can look at it real close, guys, like I said, when you come in here, this channel right here is not for everyone. It's for seekers, people that sick and tired of being sick and tired, and people that they can take the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And I see that I have gotten a lot of subscribers that came on. And like I said, guys, this channel is not for everyone. I can take the foolish things. Yes, I talk about the reality shows, but I look at it the foolish things to conform the wise, because this is where my people at. And I truly believe, especially when it comes to these type of reality shows, I believe that it's stereotype, especially when it comes to our people. And you might sit there and say, well, why are you talking about it? I tried to go and talk about a lot of other different stuff, but it always lands me back to this right here. Like I had told you guys on several of my videos, that I went ahead and I deleted almost like 500 videos, and even had a lot of subscribers, a lot of viewers that, was coming on. But now, like I said, we can take the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And when it comes to these reality shows, I look at it as the foolish things. So when you come in here, guys, like I said, if you looking for someone to stroke you, to entertain you, don't subscribe to this channel, because I promise you, you're going to be disappointed. But when you can sit there and you can see how, when it comes to all this stuff right here, this stuff right here is demonic. This is very demonic. And by this thumbnail, what you see right here, it says the Most High God will not have his children blind. Believe me, God will not have his children blind. And I think God for some of the subscribers, that come on, and we are like-minded. We see these things because we see a lot of people, they think, oh, we going to, sit there and entertain, these reality shows. And we look at the deep things of it. We don't look at the surface. A lot of people look at the surface, but we go into the core. And I want you guys to look at this picture right here. Look at it really, really close, because you see, like I said, we can take the foolish things of this world to confound the wise, because these people out here thinking that they are playing chess. They think that they are playing chess, and what they are doing is they are fooling the very elect. They know what they're doing. And I'm so glad that we got people that got eyes, spirit of discernment, where they can see all this stuff right here. And that's why I need my membership. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a membership only, because some of these people, on here, they just want their ears to be tickled. They don't see the very big picture of all this stuff that is going on, because these people, they are using this right here as a game. And I'm so glad that my sister, I'm so glad that she sees straight through all this BS. Miss Wu said the darkness has been reproved. Absolutely. And they have been exposed. They have been exposed. And we're going to talk about all this. And that's why when I saw last night, someone had sent me an email, and I saw some videos, which I really, don't go on, different channels, because I never know when the Most High God might have me to give that person a word. And I saw then, like I said, I stand alone. I stand on my truth. I'm not a person that go out there and straddle the fence and sit there, go here and there, because it might be a time where I might have a word for that person. And like I say, when it comes to all this right here, I look at it as my ministry. That's why I sit there and say, guys, don't sit there and subscribe to this channel, thinking that, oh, it's all about gossip. I can take the gossip and turn it into a message, okay? I could take the foolish things of this world to conform the wise. And I want you guys to look at this thumbnail. Look at this thumbnail, what I just post right here. Look at it real good, because we're going to talk about this. Maybe not today, but we're going to talk about this right here. But also, as you can see right here, let me go ahead and show you this right here. Let me see. I had it up there, but I went ahead and took it down. Let me see if I can go ahead and put it back up. Hold on one second, because we're going to get to the bottom of this right here. Because, see, they thinking that they can pull the wool over God's people. But I already talked about this. This right here is the year of exposure. The things that you used to get away with, you're not going to get away with it anymore, because trust me, we got our eyes on you. Right here, it says, don't give your enemies a seat at the table. Don't give your enemies a seat at the table, because it's like having a conversation with a killer. Let me say it again. Don't give your enemies a seat at the table, because it's like having a conversation with the enemy. Last night, I went ahead and I watched the replay of Miss Marcella. And I love her to death. And we've been praying for Miss Marcella. We was praying for her family, because we already know that no weapon formed against her family will prosper. Every tongue that rises against them shall be condemned. But we already know how the enemy plays. The enemy knows that when he is backed up in the corner, knowing that he is exposed, about to be exposed, then what they want to do is they wants to go ahead and jump ship. Now, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Don't give your enemies a seat at the table because it's like having a conversation with a killer because they know that their time is almost up. Long as they was driving that trauma binding train wagon and trying to tear down everybody that was in front of them, it was okay. It was okay. They didn't care who they trample on, even Miss Marcella. And like I said, there is say, this is my ministry. And I truly believe that I am a prayer warrior. And I can take yes these reality shows and I can conform it to the wise. So don't subscribe to my channel if you're looking for someone to tickle your ears or to stroke you. Because in here, I don't have a dog in this fight. When the Most High God reveal it to me, I'm going to tell it, okay? And I'm going to say it again. Don't give your enemies a seat at the table because it's like having a conversation with a killer. They know that they are about to be exposed. I want you to look at this good, really good. Look at this thumbnail because all the evidence is right there before your eyes. You just got to sit there and look at it from a spiritual point of view. Put on your spiritual eyeglasses. Put on your spiritual eyeglasses because these people think that they are playing chess, but all the while playing checkers because you cannot outbox God. You cannot outbox God's anointed people. To me, this is not a game. This is not a game because so many people have been hurt behind this. So soon in a minute, when they feel like they are trapped in a corner, then they want to sit there and try to say, look, let me go ahead and jump ship. But you already been exposed. You already been exposed because the Most High God have given you chances after chances after chances, just like he told Jezebel. He told Jezebel to repent. He gave Jezebel so many chances, but Jezebel refused to repent. And what happened to Jezebel? Jezebel fall off her high horse. Her head was disconnected and the dogs was licking her sores, okay? So this is not a game. So you got to be careful. Either you in or you out. Either you hot or you cold. But you cannot be lukewarm because if you are lukewarm, he's going to spill you out because these people does not have your best interests. These people are wolves in sheep clothing, seeking what they can devour. So to me, this is not a game. And we don't fight evil with evil. We're not like them where they sit there and say they're going to give it to God. And the minute when they feel that they got the upper hand, then they wants to get behind the wheel. We're not like that. Either you're going to give it to God or you might as well just go ahead and walk away. Because like I said, all this stuff, what you seeing right now is bigger than you and I. You might think that, oh, it's about clicks and likes. It's about sitting there trying to, monetize or whatever these people are trying to do. That's what they was trying to do. You see, like I said, everything has a higher art. Everybody has to listen to everybody. Somebody got to listen to somebody. But now that the Most High God is pulling the sheets off of these wolves, now they wants to sit there and they wants to blame Squatty, Dottie, and everybody. No, you know what part you played in. You sat there and you caused these people life to be a living hell. You guys used Martell Holt as a sacrificial lamb. Yes, Martell did a lot of stuff. But like I said, he's not the first and he's not the last. But you guys did not give this man a break. You guys did not give Ariane a break. Like I said there and said, you might not like a person, but we all do some stupid stuff. But we all are saved by God's amazing grace. And I'm pretty sure that in your family, you got people that have been cheated on. You most likely you have been cheated on. 99% of men cheat. Women cheat too. So why do you want to make these people the poster child of a cheater? You guys sat there and you made Ariane and Martell and everybody that came against Miss Buddy life a living hell, where this girl came out and sat there and said, well, she wants to unalive herself. This girl could not get a job. This girl could not go outside without sitting there looking behind her back because you guys was harassing her. You was stalking her. You was doxing everybody. I already told you guys. I said, give it a few weeks. Who would have thought it was going to be a few days? Like I say, this is prophecies are being fulfilled. This is not something that I just all of a sudden just jumped on the bandwagon and say, I want to go ahead and shut this mess down. I saw it from day one. Don't ask me to sit there and look at anything if you don't want to hear the truth. That's why I don't do all these different reality shows. And you might say, well, why does she do reality shows anyway? Because that's where you at. That's where my people at. I'm going to go where my people at because my people love drama. My people love drama. But you can't keep straddling the fence because we already know when it comes to stuff like this, sooner or later, they're going to be exposed. Do you think that this was going to last long? No, they was going to be exposed. They thought that they can sit there and put their foot on everybody just to elevate one person who have sold their soul for almighty dollars. What did she say? When they go low, she take it to hell. Well, knock, knock, knock. You have been exposed because much is given, much is required. And I know when it comes to this channel right here, you might sit there and say, what the heck she is talking about? I didn't sign up for this, then leave. Because this is not a game, guys. You cannot sit there and thinking that you can be able to tear down people based off of a reality show. That's sad. These people don't know how to separate a reality show from these people's personal life. But it's sad when these people that's on this show is helping with this trauma binding train wagon because they figure in order for me to put food on my table, then I need to sit there and I need to get all these trauma binding people together that been through hell and back, get them on board so I can milk the hell out of them, not knowing you've been played, you've been duped, and now you figuring out how to come out of this because you see a surge of lawsuits about to take place. I told you guys that. I told you all to pump your brakes, but you guys refused because you were so blinded by a woman. And you all sitting there saying, oh, now she's canceling this event where she wanted all these trauma binding people to come together, which is a cult-like behavior. She's not canceling it just because you guys are fighting with each other. She canceling it because she's scared of you guys. She's scared of you guys. She's scared of something that she created. She is scared of something that she created. She's afraid of you guys. She didn't get security around her home from Martell because Martell and her, they co-parents. She got security because she's scared of you guys. And now what you all are doing, you guys are telling on each other like diarrhea in the mouth. Because only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. And that's why I said, I need a membership only because God showing me some more stuff that is about to happen. some more stuff is about to happen because God gave you time. He gave you chances after chances after chances to dismantle this cult like behavior. But you refuse. You came out and you start dancing. And that's why you came out looking all disheveled, showing yourself because you scared now. You scared. But like I said, you never win playing dirty. And yes, I can take this reality show because this is where my people at. Some of my people would rather sit on the soapbox than go outside and touch grass. But I'm here to tell you guys, pick a side. Either you're going to sit there and you're going to choose good, or you're going to choose evil. Well, you might sit there and say, how can I examine? How do I know what is good and what is evil? Because only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. Because God is not the author of confusion, but of love, peace, of a sound mind. God is not going to sit there and tell you to keep putting your foot on somebody's neck as if you got it all together. Like I said, we all was hanging on the outside of hell. We all was once filthy rags, but we all was saved by God's amazing grace. That's how you're going to know how to separate the sheep from the goats. But you cannot sit there and thinking that you can dip and dab in the things of the world. Having these people on your platform, if you're going to have these people on your platform, make sure they show their face. Nowhere in the world that I would have someone that was one of the leaders on the bandwagon to come on my platform and not show their face. What Miss Wanda said, no face, no case. If you know that these people have caused so much havoc, caused so much people to lose so much money, going around these people trying to harass and stalk them and going on their business page, going to call us king, going to the higher up, going over these people's head because they are doing bidding for one person. So what do you think that these people going to do to you? These people don't have your best interests. So if you want to come on my channel, then you're going to have to show your face when I know you was out there seeking what you can devour. Now you guys mad because people are shining the light and exposing who are the puppet masters behind this. But I told you guys for months and months what's about to happen. Like I said there and said, you guys failed to take heed of what God said. When God say, pump your brakes, pump your brakes. When God said there and say, come out of her, come out of her. Because when you cause one of God's people to stumble, he said it would be best for you to sit there and you know the rest. Go and search the scriptures. You know the rest. You know the rest. But when these demons come jumping on your channel, the only reason why they jumping on your channel because they know that their time is almost up. Tick tock, tick tock. Your time is almost up. People were watching you guys. God was watching you guys. You guys are a cult. And you cannot have a cult behavior and running this Ponzi scheme on social media. You have been exposed. So it might be entertaining to you guys, but when you're causing people to lose so much, this is not entertaining. But there are higher ups, master manipulators, puppet masters that's behind the scene. One have been exposed. One have been exposed. One have been exposed, but it's more to come. It's more to come. The ones that you see that's showing themselves, They just a little fish. They just what you call the minnow fish. But the big fish is behind the scene. They are the ones that's doing the bidding for this one particular person. This one particular person. And that's why I told you all, just sit back and watch. Stay on the wall. You don't have to go out there and act just like the world. You don't have to sit there and do a tick for a tack. You don't have to fight evil with evil, because God says that he's going to prepare a table in the presence of your enemies. All you have to do is just sit back. Just like this sister has said, she said, what she see, it reminds her of Saul and David. You guys know the story of Saul and David? When the glory of God had left Saul, Saul had to go to David because God was no longer speaking to Saul anymore. God had turned his back on Saul, where Ichabod had left, which means the glory of God was nowhere a part of Saul. So what did Saul did? Saul had to go to David and say, David, I need you to try to ease this evil spirit that's upon me. What you saw when this girl came out, this girl looked like, she was wrapped up and tangled up. Them demons was eating her up. Because only what you do for God is going to last. This girl was not anointed and appointed by God. This girl was lifted up by her trauma binding fans. Her trauma binding fans. And what happened? Saul had to go to David to say, David, I got a spirit that's on me, that's vexing me. So what did David do? David pulled out his instrument and start playing music. Sometimes you got to dance on the devil's head. That's why I need to sit there and move this platform so we can sit there and start operating in our calling. David started playing music and driving the demon away on Saul's behalf. And when Saul turned against David, which they're going to turn against each other, because Saul was trying to turn against David, trying to take David out, Saul went to a witch doctor. These people are witches. These people are demonic. He disguised himself. That's why they hide behind the filter. That's why they can't show themselves, because they don't want to be exposed. So what did Saul do? Saul hid himself, disguised, and went to a witch doctor and say, look, the Most High God is not talking to me no more. I need you to pull Samuel up from the grave. So the witch doctor said there and say, you're not one of us, because you've been out there preaching, saying, God say this, God say go, God this, God that. That's why I say many gonna come in that name and say, Lord, Lord, Lord. But you're gonna know them by the fruit that they bear. He said, my sheep knows my voice, and a stranger they will not follow. But the witch doctor say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead, because see, like I said, witchcrafts and all this other stuff is real. Witchcraft is real. Anybody that tell you witchcraft is not real, then you better go check yourself, because the devil is real. If you want to believe in God, then the devil is real as well. But it's only a temporary fix. Only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. It's going to form, but it's not going to prosper. He that have an ear, let him hear. So the witch doctor went and raised Samuel up from the dead. And And it's not the word exactly verbatim. So Samuel rose up from the dead and said, why are you breaking my rest? Why are you raising me up from the dead? And that's when the witch doctor told Samuel, because Saul asked me to do so. He said, Saul, why are you asking? Because I can't hear from God no more. I need to know what's the next move. But he wasn't ready for the answer. And I'm sure, believe that what's happening right now, they got the answer. But they wasn't ready for it because they know their time is up. So that's why they got to come from behind the scene and thinking that, oh, now we got to get this mess together. We can't be fighting each other. We sisterhood. No, you wasn't sisterhood. The only reason why you telling them to stop fighting each other, because you know they're going to start telling the truth. They're going to start telling the truth. Before you know it, they're going to start telling on you. You see? You never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty. That's why I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, Miss Marcella. I see Miss Marcella in here. Do not let these people on your channel, because like I said, God got this. If you let them on your channel, have these people to show their face. Show their face. If you have them on your channel, have these people to show their face, because these people are wolves in sheep clothing. And God is about to pull the wolves from off of them. But how God gonna pull the wolf from off of them when we allow them to stay behind the computer? I can tell you all kinds of stuff. I can call you all kinds of names, long as I don't show my face. But what you got to hide? What do you got to hide? If you all pumped up and, oh, she knows how to roast a person, I can roast you all day behind a computer. Because cheek and tongue will say anything. That's why they call them computer thugs. They call them computer thugs. Show your face. When you show your face, come naked before you sit at the table. Come naked. And how you come naked, come as you are. Show your face. Before you come to my sister platform, show your face, because we got our eyes on you. You have been exposed. Look at this post, this picture right here, what I post right here, and see that pawn. See the pawn. These people playing chess. These people playing chess, but not knowing that God has the masterpiece. Not knowing that God has the masterpiece. So all we're going to tell you right now is checkmate. Checkmate, because you have been exposed. You have been exposed. Now, all I can ask you guys right now, was it worth it? You have caused so many people to go through all types of hell, judgments, because you allowed these people to sit there and do your bidding. And I've been telling you guys for a very, very long time, be careful how you entertain these people. Just because they giving you a few crumbs, that does not mean that these people got your best interest. Keep your eyes off of man. Keep your eyes off of people's blessings. Because like I said, if you keep your eyes on God, God will give you greater, where no devil in hell can prevail against it. God can open doors where no man can close. closed doors where no man can open. Stop idolizing these people. You all think that these people is about that life. These people are robbing Peter to pay Paul. These people are up all night plotting to seek what they can devour. They cannot sit there and get no rest until they see somebody else fall. And the ones that you seen making videos after videos, they are pawns. And they got upset because they sat there and say the queen bee went and visit everybody else. But we the ones sitting there out there, sitting there steamrolling everybody. Why she didn't come to me? Why she didn't bring that trauma buying train wagon and stop at my station? Why? And see, that's how they got all upset. They got upset. And they start exposing and start fighting with each other. But just like I said, only what you do for the Most High God is going to last. That's why I stand alone. I set apart. I stay on my own little lane. I stay in my own lane because I never know when God might have me to say something. But like I said there and say, this is much bigger than thee. This is much bigger than you. It even much bigger than the ones that's we doing bidding for. Because like I said, the devil is trying to prove God's children as guilty. Don't let him sift you out like wheat. Don't let him get you out there and cause your family to go through hell. Because I promise you, when you go through hell, you're going to walk all by yourself. They're going to turn their back and they're going to go to the next victim. Because to them, it's a game. But like I said, what goes up must come down. Don't think that the ones that you think holding up your ladder is not going to shake your butt right off it. Didn't I talk about that? Didn't I talk about all this? All you're seeing right now is prophecies. Prophecies being fulfilled. The things that you got away back then, you cannot bring that old baggage into this newness. Because God is going to bring you to open shame. God will flush you out behind that computer. And God will allow you to gurgitate. What you're seeing right now, you are seeing these people gurgitating it out. Spilling it. Who would have thought someone that you think got it all together, speaking the devil's tongue? Oh, we so classic. We so excellent. We speak in a very proper tongue, articulate. These dummies. I'd rather sit there and be a dummy and speak in the dialect, which I consider as my Hebrew language, than the devil's tongue. Because you were speaking in the devil's tongue. You look like you got it all together on the outside, but inside you are raving wolves. You are raving wolves. And like I said, this is not to sit there and tear down, because if we do tear down, we're going to build back up. We're not going to just tear down something and not build it back up. But these people was tearing down and not building back up. For a woman that was only worrying about herself and her family, and that was it. Herself and her family, and that was it. That's why I sit there and say, be careful. Don't give the enemy a seat at your table. Don't give the enemy a seat at your table, because that's like having a conversation with a killer. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. And I didn't come here to preach. I just sat there and say, God, I came for one thing. I wanted to talk about the blackout, how they used the blackout just to sabotage this show. I've been telling you that. God been telling me to tell you guys that. Don't get impressed. These people setting the same one that jumped her butt on Miss Marcella table is the lead one that sat there and called for a blackout. Now all of a sudden, you guys are peaceful people. No, you guys was raving wolves. The only reason why you guys called out a blackout, which, like I said, because you needed somebody to blame. The show did not go down because of the other cast is being boring. No, the show ratings went down because people was tired of seeing how you guys was sitting there beating up other cast members while lifting up the other one. People got sick and tired of seeing these melanuts going and trying to start these people, harass these people, going onto these people business pages. Every content creator that talks about it, you guys wants to shut them down, tell people don't follow them, dox these people. You guys thought you was in control. For a minute, you was in control. That's why I say it forms, but it won't prosper. For a minute, you guys was in control. But the Most High God going to give you enough rope to hang yourself. And that's exactly what they are doing. So that's why they called the blackout, because they needed somebody to blame. Because when Miss Buddy, she say, I'm going to depart from this show, then she can sit there and have something to blame. And then you guys going to believe these lies, not knowing that the reason why she didn't leave, because, and like I say, all this right here is for entertainment purpose only. You air it out, you free game. I only can go by of what you put out. So let me go ahead and read my disclaimer, okay? Making sure, because see, you got to be ahead of these demons, okay? And that's why I want my membership channel, because we're going to sit there, we're going to show you, because some people, we allow these snakes to come in the mix, not knowing that once the snake, you let them in your house. Listen to me, guys. When you let a snake in your house, once you done clean your house, that snake is going to come back 7 times worse when they left. So why are you keep allowing these snakes to come in your house to keep biting you? Once you clean your house, let them out. So the copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism. So like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Ain't nobody going to sit there and talk the way that you want them to talk. Everybody, like I say, are critical thinkers. Just because you uplifting one person, that does not mean we have to uplift that person. We talk about who we want to talk about. So it's for criticism. If you don't have no thick skin, then you go somewhere that's going to talk just like you, okay? For fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. If you feel like, oh, she's picking, ain't nobody picking, you just being exposed. You just being exposed. Do you think that you was going to continue sitting there coming on something like this and put your foot on somebody's neck long as they were sitting there on that train wagon tearing down everybody else? Go on their videos. Go and watch their channel. Every last content, every last video tearing down Martell, tearing down Ariane, tearing down everybody that goes against Miss Buddy. Now you want to clean it up, but you can't clean it up because you have been exposed. You have been exposed. You can't don't it doesn't make no sense for deleting this. People been watching you. You was going after people businesses, causing people to feel like they don't want to live no more because you guys was a cult. That's cult-like behavior. And like I said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. If you can't stand what's going on in here, this type of talking, just say ouch or just put up your prayer finger and just exit on out. Because I'm not here to tickle nobody else. I'm not going to tickle your ears. In here is grown folks, unapologetic and non-biased. But this right here, like I said, they playing a game. They playing chess with you guys. Come out of her. Like I sat there and say, this is what I call real church right here. You ain't going to get no more church than what you're getting right here. It's not going to be in the building. This is a church without walls, not built with man's hands. And that's to tell the truth. Spare not. Cry out, spare not. Because our people do too much. Like I said, we got to fight white supremacists on one hand, and we got to fight our own people on the other hand over a piece of cheese. A piece of cheese. These people not getting that much money. One girl, she said, I rejected, turned down a 6-figure job just to do YouTube. But now what they doing? Telling on each other. So was it worth it? You should have just went ahead and took that 6-figure job. Because now you guys turning on each other. But God was going to allow it to happen this way. This is what you see. This is the way that the Most High God wanted to happen, because only what you do for the Most High God is going to last anyway. Nothing else is not going to last. And that's real talk. So be careful. Don't cast your pearls to swines, especially when they don't show their face, because you're going to know them. He said, my sheep knows a voice, and a stranger they will not follow. And we know the voice of a stranger. Those people were not about us, because these people was not about building up. These people was all about tearing down for a daggone woman, because they didn't know how to separate a reality show from these people's personal life. And most all this stuff now is coming out. They're going to start telling on each other. So all I can say right now, just sit back. You don't have to say a word. You know how that song say? You don't have to say a word. Just sit back and sit on the wall. Just like he told, who that was, Nehemiah. He say, sit on the wall and just watch. Just watch. Because they're going to tear down each other. They're going to start telling on each other. And then you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised how they're going to expose the real puppet masters. That's just like with Donald Trump. I got a few more minutes. How he was telling everybody to lock her up, not knowing the tables was going to turn. Now the tables are turning. You guys wanted to see Martell locked up. You guys wanted to emasculate this black man, to make this man a poster child for a cheater. And nobody is giving Martell an excuse, because Martell should have just been like a man and just left. You know, sometimes, we feel that we got to stay in a bad relationship, a toxic relationship, just because of the children. But the children are going to love you regardless. And they're going to love you more where there's peace than be in the house full of toxicity. And that's one of the reasons, and I got a few more minutes. That's one of the reasons why Miss Buddy never came out and made herself the face of DV. And she wasn't going to make her face of DV because she know that she was the one that was initiating it the most. Made a song. Who in their right mind would make a song of them committing a crime? I'll wait. Who will make a song about committing a crime? That's not a misdemeanor. That's not a third-degree felony. That's a first-degree arson. That's prison time. That's not jail. This girl is on tape. Went into this man's house with lighter fluid and a torch lighter and threatened to burn this man's house up all for money. Money. Paper. And she always talk about the Lord. Well, what about the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof? It all belongs to you anyway. But she wanted to threaten to tear this man's house up, unalive everyone that was in that house because of almighty dollars. This woman went to the Fletcher's home on tape on this reality show, threw a glass at this man's face. Not one time did Nell Fletcher ever brought up and told us what happened in that house the day that Melody felt the need to throw a glass at this man's face because of what he said. Like I said, words is just as sharper than any two-edged sword. But she took matters on her hands. But you never once heard Carlos King, Nell Fletcher, even Miss Heavily, Dr. Heavily, since she want to inject herself in this. Why nobody never pointed out anything that Melody did? What about at the reunion, the last reunion? I think it was like part 2, when Melody came out and said, that's why I beat yo, you know what. You saw Kimmy, Maurice, Tisha, and the other one, Tiffany. Their face was on the ground. What happened? Nobody addressed that. See, nobody ever addressed what Miss Buddy do. And what did they do? I'm thinking next week, they was going to go ahead and talk about it. They swept all that under the rug. They swept it all under the rug. They never sat there and called out none of Miss Buddy's bad behavior because they felt like she had a legitimate excuse to do what she did. No, she don't. You don't put your hands on nobody. I don't care what that person sat there and did. You don't put your hands on nobody. You get yourself out of that house or out of harm's way, or call the authorities, call 911. But you don't put your hands on no one. You don't threaten to unalive a person. But they gave her so many chances. Even God gave her so many chances. People gave her so many chances until it turned on them. We can go ahead and talk about when Carlos King went down to Huntsville with his podcast and only had Miss Buddy the center of attention. So you guys made this monster. You guys made this monster. Now you guys don't know what to do with it. But you guys are accountable for it as well. Because no way in the world that Carlos King should have went down there and crowned somebody's head that's already big. If anything, he should have sat there and brought a pen and bust that bubble, because that bubble was too big. That bubble thought that she was above everybody, not knowing this was an ensemble cast. So everyone should have been there. Everyone should have been there. And the only reason why they didn't show up, because you guys made it about Miss Buddy. Now it's about to bite you guys on the butt. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I got 5 more minutes. But just like I said, don't give your enemies a seat at the table. Because once you let them in, they're going to come back worse than they were before they left. And the only reason why they jumping on, as they call the ops, calling us the ops, my God, it's because they're afraid, because they don't want the sheets to be moved from them. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want to be exposed. But like I said, in here, I'm going to stand on my truth. I'm going to stand on my truth. Like I said, I would rather have 5 people, or even 2, because the Most High God said when 2 or 3 together, he said, I am in the midst. I don't worry about the 99. I don't worry about the crowd. Do I want clicks? Do I want likes? Do I want to get paid? Yes. But I'm not going to sell my soul. Because when the Most High God tell me to tell it, I'm going to tell it. When Most High God tell me to tell these people to don't cast their pearls to swans, don't cast your pearls to swans. When the Most High God tell me to tell these people, pump their brakes, pump your brakes. Because like I said, he only going to use people that already been through it. And I've been through it. My soul was hanging on the holes on the outskirts of hell. And when I told God, I say, here am I, use me, I never looked back. I said, I would tell what you want me to tell them, even if it got to cost me my life. Because the picture is way bigger than you and I. And all I can tell you right now, guys, don't let your goods be evil spoken of. And don't let these wolves sit there and think that they can come in sheep clothing. They disguise themselves. Why do you think that the devil have fooled so many people? Because he comes as an angel of light. He fools so many people because he comes as the angel of light. Don't be impressed how these people look. Because just like I said, when they start peeling off all those layers of makeup, take off of those wigs, they're going to look like any basic you know what. So don't be impressed of how these people look. Start judging the man's heart. That's how God judges him. God judges the man's heart, because we got a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. So don't be impressed by these people. Don't let these people so close to you, because like I said, these people are only close to you to stifle your anointing. And the only way that these people can come in, and that's scripture in the book of Luke. The only way that these people can come in if you open the door for them. But they coming in with a agenda to kill, steal, and destroy, to make your life a living hell. So don't let them in so easily. I don't let them in. If you want to come on my channel, you want to come on holy grounds, because I consider this as holy grounds, then you're going to have to show your face. If I don't know you, no face, no case. No face, no case. And that comes from Miss Wanda. You guys talked about Miss Wanda, talked about how, you feel that, Miss Wanda is liking certain things. No, Miss Wanda is blessed, highly favored. They wish that they were Miss Wanda. One thing about Miss Wanda, what Miss Wanda got, what they don't got, Miss Wanda got joy. Miss Wanda, she knows how to sit there and her anointing draw people in where they can have a good time. She's not going to sit there and open up and you guys acting like bitter Bettys. These people look like they got it all together, but those people are bitter Bettys. Miss Wanda, like I said there and say, everyone that attached to her is blessed. In her womb is blessed. Her children is blessed. Where they leaving legacies for their children's children. You guys tried to stifle that. You guys tried to stifle that. But God said, not so. Thank you, Dana. And sorry, guys, for not reading the comments, but when I am under the anointing, I just let God have his way. I done did my hour. I said what thus says the Lord. Dana says, yes, make it plain. And that's what the Most High God is going to make it plain, where even a child can understand. Even a child can understand. This right here is not complicated at all. But I'm going to close with this right here. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Stop allowing these people to come close to you because they are raven wolves. When God already prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Some people, you only can love them from a distance. But once you let them snakes in, they're going to be 7 times as worse than they already was, because all they looking for is a victim. But you tell them right here, they have been evicted. The door is closed. So on that note, you all be blessed.